guys, welcome to PQ, where we watch and talk about music as classical musicians. Welcome to another Beatles video. We are going to watch and listen to I Want You, in parentheses, She's So Heavy. So I guess we can use both titles. This video is from Hurricane 51, so thank you for your support and for your song suggestion. I feel like it's gonna be a little different than the other Beatles songs I have listened to. That's what he said. He said it's kind of like the another side of the Beatles. And honestly, I don't know how it's gonna sound like. I have no idea about the other side of the Beatles. I feel like all the songs that we listened to or we knew beforehand, they were kind of like very like similar in style, even though there's like surprises in every song and there's like a unique quality about it, each of them. But I feel like you can pretty much like summarize the genre. But I'm so excited for this one. I have no idea what we're up to. It's from the Abbey Road, so I don't know if it's gonna be that different or not. So we're excited to figure that out. Oh, okay, just wait. Let's just wait here then, because I feel like we are getting to a different section because we are getting into like she's so heavy, I think the other title. So I'm guessing it's kind of like a two-section thing. That was very interesting, first of all, because I was not expecting that instrumentation, but like the guitar being the main person or main role actually, but also the harmonies and the fact that the lyrics were just one thing over and over again. They, all in all, it's just surprising. I think I can get why it's like a different side of them. But so far, it's just like I'm still like a question mark because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I totally see it, how it is different to their other songs, at least until now, that the kind of songs that I've heard until now. But I have to say that you can see that when a band has their own sound, or in general when you are a musician or in general an artist, and you have your own personality and taste or sound in your art, even if you try other genres or other, like, if you try something new, you still can see the sound of the, for example, in the music, you still can see that, okay, yeah, I can see that this is Beatles. You still can, that this is really such a good thing, and such a thing that doesn't, you don't get to just have your own sound just like that. You have to have something special in you, in order to have that. And it's so interesting that even though, I mean, they are always creative and like they are trying new things in their songs, but for example, even in this song that is so much different than their other songs, but you can still hear the touch of Beatles in them and the sound of Beatles in them.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's go ahead and maybe listen to it.
She's so
I was waiting for this. I was like, I know they're gonna come back to this. But it's interesting that the way they transition, because I think the time signature changes, right? That she's so heavy part is kind of like, I feel like it's a 12/8
Yeah,
or like
definitely.
a 6/8. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the way that they transition, it's so interesting.
Well, I love how they made the music exactly based on the lyrics from the beginning, that it was like, I don't know, some when he was saying I want you, it was like some flirtiness to it, something like I want this, some requesting to it, and some, I don't know, naughtiness or you know, like different kind of feelings that he was meaning by saying I want you. And then the both times that he was saying she's so heavy, they exactly made the music heavy. And it was interesting because just the 2 times that he was saying heavy, they made this music like as if you're 100 or 200 kilos weight and you're trying to walk. The music was feeling exactly like that. And I can really imagine their like practice sessions that they were like trying to make the music for these lyrics. They were like, oh, let's you say heavy now, let's make this feeling of heaviness into the music. And they tried, you know, I can really totally imagine how they made this song. And exactly after the first time, it went back to a little lighter, like the small instrumental part. It went back to a little lighter and like less heavy music and a little faster upbeat music. And then the second time of she is heavy came, and exactly as he said she is. And then when he said heavy, that music again, that heavy music came. It's so interesting how the vibe of each section is completely matching what he said. And even like not the mood and the vibe, even articulation of the music. For example, before even he started to sing, or like when he was singing, the articulation that he was using in the words was completely matching in the articulation of the music, and you could see really see that this music is made technically also, not just feelings, for these lyrics and for this not lyrics, for this type of singing and articulating that he was using.
Won't you? Want you so bad? Won't you? Want you so bad? It's driving me mad. It's driving me. I want you. You know I want you so bad, babe. I want you. You know I want you so bad. It's driving me mad. It's driving me mad. Yeah. She's so.
That's it? Wait.
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
why did it
why
end
was
in
this
like
suddenly?
that? Is it supposed to be like that? I don't know. Like, I guess so, because it's
I don't
from
know, but
their
it's a
official
yeah.
channel, so I'm guessing that's the official video.
Okay, that was so shocking.
Yeah.
I think maybe because it's the Beatles and they do these stuffs and they mean something. They just don't do something accidental, and I'm sure because
Yeah,
as he said she is, he didn't even said anymore heavy.
yeah, exactly.
They even went a step further of, yeah, the music can talk to itself. Why should we use the words which are limited? We can just use the music. She is exactly that you hear. It's like heavy and like dark, or I don't know, mysterious, and I so many other feelings that I cannot even say with the words, but you could hear it in the music. And then at the end, towards the end, I was hearing some, I don't know, some
Yeah,
background.
I think it was like,
Besides that, the end that was like that, but it was like, I don't know, somebody, you can hear somebody talking through a wall that you cannot hear what they say, but you just hear a vibration. I don't know what was it, but yeah, it was just adding to this, like uh, not unpleasant, how should I say, unease
uncomfortable. Yeah,
feeling. It
exactly.
was like making you like, okay, yeah, she's really heavy, to deal with, or something. And I think the really cut at the end was like, exactly, it's like you talk to somebody and you're like, she is really like that, and then she leaves, and you're like, what just happened? It's like, it was like that. Maybe they meant like, there's no answer, she's just like, like that. I don't know how to deal with it, like maybe
Yeah.
it was the meaning behind it.
Yeah, exactly. Knowing this, so because we read a little bit about the story of how like John Lennon wrote this song about his relationship with Yoko, and we know a little bit about that, like that relationship, and then knowing that background, like just makes sense. Like the whole thing just suddenly like meant. I was a little surprised, like how the song started, and then how it kind of, I wouldn't say it kind of evolved, because I felt like the whole like almost 8 minutes felt like we are in, like in the middle of a chaos, or in the middle of like those like weird feelings and intense feelings, and then it's not going anywhere. So I wouldn't feel that the song evolved, but like the whole 8 minutes was kind of like a reflection of what I would think, like at least what is portrayed, the media portrayed about the relationship throughout the years. Like how she's, as you said, very like I don't know, like disturbed, dark, like mysterious, kind of like nobody likes her. She's very, but then he kind of is like mesmerized by her, and then like it's like as if he can't just get her out of his mind, and then all he can think is just you, as if you're like cursed to just see that person. So it all gave me that feeling, and then that kind of like, I don't know, it was like the sound effect at the end really, really made it even more spooky, because it felt like something's coming, but nobody knows what. And then there's like signs of like some storm coming or a hurricane coming, but you can just see the hints of it. And then it's just suddenly abruptly like the song cutting off actually like added to that tense feeling of the song. So that whole thing, I feel like we just experienced like an atmosphere, unlike the other songs maybe that we experience, like a story or like there's a narrative. I feel like there was no narrative necessarily. It was just like just how he feels, and it's so raw and intense. That those are the two words that I can use to describe it. And then the repetition of everything, from the lyrics to like the musical patterns, again, it felt like we are in his mind, or in his like a circle of feeling that he cannot get out of, obviously, because he's just like intensely mesmerized by that person. So I love that how he could, because I think he wrote this song, I love that how he could portray his feelings so perfectly. in a song, like without even like talking more than like, I don't know, like the lyrics were not that like explaining anything. It was just very briefly like kind of like quotes here and there, but then the whole atmosphere of the song was so like perfectly capable of evoking that feeling. So I love that about it, even though I think this is like one of the songs that I necessarily don't want to like listen to all the time, unlike the other Beatles
Oh,
songs. Oh really?
I really
Because I
would.
feel like it's so, I don't know,
Yeah,
it's so like spooky kind of like, and then so maybe like, you know,
I
I'm
like
kind of in a
that.
certain mood. Yeah, but I love how they put like they use all these elements, like the guitar riffs, that like the harmonies were kind of like darker, and the change of the rhythm, as you said and talked about, and then they kind of like show and describe those feelings perfectly. Yeah, maybe for you it's different, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
That you
definitely.
are
I
going
mean,
to listen to
not
this again.
only the geniusness of the how they made the music would make me go listen to it often. Like the part with the I Want You, it had so many interesting layers that it was like working like I don't know. It was like a system, like a clock system, that everything was doing their own thing, their own different kind of thing, but it all would work somehow together. Like it was like I'm doing my job until here, and then automatically just from here somebody would continue it like that. They were like dealing to with each other like that. Like it was like the phrase is ending, and then suddenly the bass guitar would do like something automatically just at the end, so it's a bridge to other, you know. It was like a system that is just doing everything automatically on its own, and then it somehow works, and everybody are doing completely different things aside from that. That was so enjoyable. But the whole vibe of the song, I really loved, and I would really definitely listen to it again because of the vibe and the feeling that was giving.
And one more thing that I forgot to say when I first heard it, the part that you were talking about, that the last time that they go to "She's So Heavy" part, but then they're like "She's So," and then the music starts. I feel like, I don't know if it happened every time that they went to that section, but I heard kind of like I feel like it was an organ, because it had like that very deep and bass sound adding to that. So it added, I feel like it added like a layer of warmth, but at the same time, it was kind of like made it obviously heavier, and also it made it kind of like a little like intimidating, as if like, oh, like I don't know, like why spooky comes to my mind every time I talk about that section. I feel like it really is spooky, and then but then yeah, it's like because it just something gets deeper and deeper and deeper, and then obviously the lyrics repeating that many times, and then she's so heavy, and then heavy is kind of like vague, because like she can be heavy like in so many ways. Even like if you just think of emotionally heavy to deal with, that can mean so many things. Like it's just open to interpretation. So I feel like the vagueness of the lyrics, and then that organ and the rhythm, and kind of like the tempo being kind of draggy, really really created that atmosphere that is, I feel like, intimidating or like a little spooky. So that was also interesting that they decided to incorporate that as an extra element. So that was cool, actually. We are so happy that we saw a different side of the Beatles here, and thank you, Hurricane 51, for suggesting this song. We hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. If you want to support us more, there's a buy me a coffee link in the description, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.